So then, safety car peels into the pits, and it's down to Jake Williams to get us underway here at Spa-Francorchamps, and there he goes out the last chicane. And 25 minutes of racing is underway here. See Fairweather going for that P3 move already.
Very tight in this round. I'm surprised. That's awesome.
It's lovely to see as we go up the hill and down the Kemmel Straight.
Here we go.
Blunt looking for the attack straight away. Does not want to waste any time whatsoever staying behind the orange and blue car of Jake Williams. And they go side by side into Lake Com. Still side by side. They've got to be a bit careful because unlike real life, there is a bit of netcode to play there, but leaving each other just enough space, and Fairweather's looking for a way past as well.
I think they may have netcoded just a little bit, but I think Riley just managed to keep it intact.
And we look a little bit further ahead. It's Jack Jones going side by side, and that's a big moment for Kwasniewski, and he is out of the race. That's how quickly it can go, unfortunately. We've also lost one of my underdogs that I had for the race with Mark Calversbert, so we're going to have a look at what happened with him as well, and a little bit with Kwasniewski again. I don't know whether or not it was just netcode or whether it's something else, but for Kwasniewski, he does at least have that fast repair, so he can get back out onto the track and try and salvage something. Onto the curb. No, it's not Blanchimont. Something else must have happened. So it's Merritt going deep, and he's collected Josh Merritt! So that is what happened with both of them. And yeah, that could have big implications to the championship. And as we see what happened with Kwasniewski, it doesn't look like there was contact between them. So it just looked like the rear stepped out of him for him a bit.
He's having it pretty well for half a wing, so.
Yeah, no, he's doing very well for that. And we've just had some information that two-car crash between Hayden Gullis and Matthias Micromini, as we've lost someone further up in the field. That is Milan Vogelsang. So three drivers having collisions basically simultaneously. I'm going to have a quick look at what happened. First of all, with Vogelsang, as we were already on board with him. So through No Name, there's no problem there. He's being followed by one of the top-tier motorsport cars. Into Pouon. Does he lose it by himself, perhaps? Onto the curb. But yeah, the rear end just snaps round on him. It's just a victim at that stage when the rear end decides to do one thing.
Straight into the gravel, nothing you can do there.
See then. Off board with what happened with Macromini and Hayden Gullis. Through Blanchimont. It's fine so far. Puts the nose down the inside. And Gullis just loses it.
Yeah. Interesting.
That is very weird. And
in that direction as well. Yeah.
Has just lost it by himself as well, I believe. Another incident with our previous... Yeah, it's the pair we were on with watching before, Jack Jones and Ben Bennyworth, who've both... No, sorry, it's just Bennyworth that has lost massive amounts of positions so far. Yeah, it gets tapped around by Jones.
Yeah. Maybe we may see the drivers who made those mistakes early on who did pit. Maybe they could come back into the frame now, considering that maybe it isn't possible to go the whole distance, but maybe it is. We don't know.
And back into P4 goes Gertz with a mistake earlier on from Dvorak, and he's going to be straight underway. Pressure from Zinteski. And round the outside, you don't really see a move like that. Timo Gertz, take a bow.
Okay. I was not familiar with your game.
And yeah, and just as quickly now, he's going to be under threat from losing another position, Dvorak, but he does hold on for now. Tedeschi straight away on that push to pass, trying to get close as possible. They're both approaching. Timo Gertz looking like a sitting duck almost, but Sinteski decides not to. Lemmerer here also had his best finishing position last time out in Charlotte with, I believe, P9. So definitely want to carry on with that performance, but unfortunately...
Riley's going for it in the bus stop.
Yeah, here we go then, round the outside. We saw Timo Gertz make a move. Jake does allow him to go for it, but he still holds on around the outside.
Not enough traction.
Have a lapped car also involved in this, that being Milan Vogelsang. So he will probably try and stay out of this as best as possible, but he is on the alternate tyre as well. So he wants to try and get back into it as soon as possible.
Push the pass. Here we go.
Here we go again, side by side down the Camel Straight, edging just further ahead. It's going to be to Nick to the nail into the braking zone of Lacombe.
Fair though.
It's side by side. It's brilliant racing from these two. Love to see it.
Yes, finally.
Oh, it's so close. You can't.
Oh man.
You can't separate these two. It's Fernando Alonso from Canada 2015. I don't want to save fuel, but here we go. It's flat out attack from these two.
Yeah, because for the fight for P3, everybody's saving. It's just
What?
insane.
That's actually massive. Williams doesn't have it. Speaking of the fuel, he's at the box on the penultimate lap of the race. White flag is out. Blunt into the lead, and Williams is going to drop like a fly.
Oh boy.
Joining him in the pits is also Wojciech Dvorak.
So the question is, can Riley hold on? Did he play his cards right?
A big lift, so he's right on the limit, but I believe it's going to be just enough in the end to take victory here in the feature race. It is Riley Blunt who takes victory here in the Indy Euro Series at Spa. A little bit further behind though, Nicholas Sampson. Has he got the position, or is it Fairweather across the line? It's going to be Sampson by 5 milliseconds.
Oh!
Timo van Haften getting... Oh, did he keep it? He did, just at the line, running out of fuel, just at the line. K. Boutsman, take a bow though, up 12 positions to finish P6 in the end, ahead of Harry Ward and the recovering Jake Williams, who had to splash. He didn't have the fuel to make it in the end, and does recover though to P8. Ahead of David Payne in P9, as we see the last couple of drivers. Big moment in the background for, I believe, Toby Deck, who does come across the line in 13th on the alternates. Ben Bennyworth having that collision earlier on with Jack Jones. He got the better of him, finishing in P14 after his pit stop, with Alexander Strobel in 15th and Pim van Gastel in 16th, who had that spin at turn 1, with Wojciech Dvorak not so lucky as Jake Williams, with having to take that splash and dash, finishing P17 in the end, with Josh Merrin only being able to recover to 18th after his collision with Marcus Adams. Mike Rayner in P19, followed by Piotr Kwasniewski in P20. Jeffrey Mathon we want to do better in P21 for the next race, with Milan Vogelsang in P22, not able to recover after having to tow, I believe, after his collision, after his spin in Puon, with Matteo Lemere in 23rd. Mark Calversbert, the driver I thought was going to be a bit of an underdog, continuing, unfortunately, his unlucky streak, finishing P24 in the end, with Jack Jones ending up P25, with Matthias Micromini in 26th, Anthony Heitzma in P27, and the last driver of the feature race being Marcus Adams, who did not return after his earlier collision.